You've heard in the Bible when it says, "Ask and it shall be given to you," right? When I first heard that, I didn't believe it. I thought, well, that's a nice saying, but does it really work that way? I had prayed before and it didn't work out the way I wanted. I thought, what's missing here? But as I delved deeper, I found that Jesus describes a very specific way to pray. And when you understand and apply it, then asking really does lead to receiving, just like it says, knock and the door will be opened. Still, I couldn't help but wonder, am I supposed to knock a certain way? Is there a secret knock or some code I need to know? In truth, there is. Jesus advises not to be like the hypocrites who pray openly for attention in churches and synagogues. Instead, he provides very specific guidance on how to pray, and this guidance is powerful when it's understood. What I discovered is that many of us were unintentionally taught the wrong way to pray. We go about it backward, and that's often why we don't see results. In this discussion, I'm going to show you exactly how to ask and receive, how it really works. I'll walk you through the steps to knock in a way that opens doors, using the secret knock or code that actually connects with God. Most importantly, I'll show you how to communicate with God so that your prayers are answered more quickly and tangibly in terms of the money, relationships, opportunities, or health you're seeking. Now, Jesus said, "Ask and it shall be given." I admit, when I was younger, I thought of this as a quaint saying, something that might sound nice but isn't exactly realistic. To understand what he meant, though, we have to dig a bit deeper. If we're supposed to ask and it shall be given, we need to ask ourselves, how exactly should we ask? And if we're supposed to knock and the door will be opened, what kind of knock are we talking about? Is it something we're missing? Let's think about it this way. Prayer, in a sense, operates similarly to making a phone call. Imagine you're calling someone close, like your father. When you dial his number, you're connecting to a specific frequency that reaches him. The same way a cell phone call works through frequencies, or how your laptop connects to a Wi-Fi network, prayer works through a frequency too. However, God doesn't speak English, Spanish, Chinese, or any human language. God communicates in frequency. That's why in the Bible it says, "To those who have, more will be given, and from those who do not have, even what they have will be taken away." At first, I didn't understand this, and I thought it sounded a bit harsh. But with time, I began to see that it was all about alignment. I want to reach God with my prayer, but if I'm approaching from a place of desperation or lack, then I'm out of alignment with the energy I'm hoping to connect with. Think of it like calling your dad but accidentally dialing the number of an ex-girlfriend. The message doesn't reach the intended destination because the frequency is misaligned. This same principle applies to prayer. We all want to overcome our financial struggles, but there's a big difference between simply asking for help and creating a serious covenant with God. This covenant allows God to step in and work directly in your financial life. If today you feel there are obstacles holding you back and believe you need spiritual guidance to break through, then you understand the value of a higher purpose in your financial transformation. The Financial Covenant, How to Build a Pact with God to Eliminate Debt, offers that guidance. It will help you create your covenant in a clear, secure way, grounded in biblical principles, so you can start seeing real results. Click the link pinned in the first comment and begin investing in your transformation. Remember, as with any harvest, it takes planting a seed of faith. Even with financial challenges, investing in something that brings change is a step toward the future harvest you desire. Now, let's look at how this works energetically. We all have times where we can feel someone's vibe just by the way they act. You know that feeling when you're on a date and you can tell if the person is desperate or needy? There's an energy there that's obvious, and it's usually off-putting. For instance, I have a close friend who grew up without parents, and because of that, she felt a deep need to be loved and valued. She constantly found herself in turbulent relationships because that underlying neediness affected the frequency she was putting out, and consequently, she kept attracting people who were either unhealthy for her or fed off that neediness. Her energy of lack attracted partners who matched that frequency, creating a cycle of tumultuous and often hurtful relationships. What I discovered through this is that approaching prayer from a frequency of need or desperation misaligns us with what we desire. The energy of need is not harmonious with the frequency of abundance, love, or peace. It creates a mismatch, like trying to tune a radio to the wrong station. So, if you're dialing into prayer from a place of need or lack, that's the wrong frequency to reach what you're seeking. Once that shift happens, once you enter that closet, you're no longer dictated by your environment or your current reality. You've closed the door to the physical world and instead tuned into a higher spiritual reality where your desires already exist in another form. This is what Jesus taught when he said to believe that you have received it and it will be yours. You're no longer waiting for it to happen in the material world because in this moment of true faith, you already have it. The challenge, though, is that our five senses are so powerful. They're constantly telling us what our reality looks like, what's real, and what's not. But Jesus emphasizes that prayer is not about reacting to the external. It's about changing your internal state to match the frequency of what you desire. Imagine that every prayer is like planting a seed. The seed doesn't look like the tree or the flower it's going to become, but you trust in its potential. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you wait with the expectation that it will grow. In the same way, when you pray with the right frequency, when you match the energy of gratitude and faith that what you desire is already yours, you are nurturing the seed of your desire. That's why he said, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. It's not about the size of your faith. It's about the purity and strength of it. It's about trusting in that potential, even when your senses tell you otherwise. Jesus taught to enter the closet and pray in secret, not for the attention of others, but because this process is deeply personal and sacred. It's an inner journey where you align with the divine frequency. You're not asking to convince God or to beg for a response. You're aligning yourself with the reality you want to manifest. And in this space, you're no longer in the need or want mode. You're in the have mode, the gratitude mode. You're experiencing the joy, peace, and abundance of already having what you desire, and that's the language God understands. So let's break it down into a step-by-step guide on how to enter this state of true prayer. First, find a quiet space where you can be alone and undisturbed, a place where you can close out the physical world and connect with your inner self. This space doesn't have to be a physical closet. It's more about shutting off distractions and allowing yourself to enter a place of calm and centeredness. In this quiet space, begin by breathing deeply and focusing on relaxing your body. Feel the tension melt away as you prepare to enter into prayer with an open and receptive heart. Next, bring to mind the thing you desire, whether it's love, financial security, health, or inner peace. Instead of focusing on how much you want it or how much you lack it, imagine yourself already experiencing it. Feel the joy of it, the relief, the excitement. This is crucial because you're not just saying words or making requests. You're creating the emotional reality of having it. Remember, God doesn't speak in words. God speaks in frequencies, and emotions are the frequencies that carry our desires to the divine. As you hold this image in your mind, allow gratitude to fill your heart. Give thanks for this blessing as if it has already come to you. Feel how grateful you are for this manifestation, as if it's happening right now. The more real and vibrant you can make this feeling, the stronger the frequency you're sending out. This is the secret knock, the code that Jesus spoke about. This is the knock that opens doors because it's aligned with the frequency of the blessing you're seeking. This is where the true power of prayer lies. It's not about getting God to do something for you. It's about aligning yourself with the divine flow, with the truth that what you desire is already on its way. In this moment of gratitude and alignment, you're creating a new vibration that begins to draw your desires toward you. It's like tuning a radio dial to the right station. You have to adjust until you reach the exact frequency. If you're off by just a little, you won't hear the music clearly. The same goes for prayer. It's about fine-tuning yourself to match the frequency of what you want. And yes, this may take practice. It might feel strange at first because our minds are so conditioned to look for what's missing and to focus on lack. But with each prayer, you're retraining your mind and your spirit to focus on abundance. You're learning to see beyond the physical and to trust in the unseen. This is faith in action. This is why Jesus could say, "I thank you, Father, that you hear me," even before he saw the results. He was already on the frequency of having, of knowing, of faith. In your daily life, begin to carry this sense of gratitude with you. See if you can hold on to the feeling of already having what you desire, even outside of prayer. This creates a powerful shift in your energy. You're no longer living from a place of lack, but from a place of fullness. And as you continue to do this, you'll start to notice changes in your reality. Doors will begin to open, opportunities will come to you, and your desires will start to manifest. When you approach prayer in this way, you're no longer praying from a place of lack or need, but from a place of trust and fulfillment. You're speaking God's language, aligning with the frequency of abundance, and stepping into a space where your desires are already yours. Imagine the power of entrusting your financial worries to God in a covenant built on divine principles. A pact that doesn't just aim to alleviate debt, but to truly eliminate it from your life. In moments of financial struggle, we understand the importance of a solution with purpose and a higher meaning. Sometimes trying on our own isn't enough. We need a commitment that goes beyond the financial and touches the spiritual and emotional. That's where the financial covenant, how to build a pact with God to eliminate debt, comes in, a structured guide to help you build this personalized financial covenant with God, using wisdom and biblical principles to transform your financial situation. So, click the link pinned in the first comment. Just like in sowing, taking action today can be the seed for tomorrow's harvest. If you truly want to transform your financial life, start by planting this seed with the financial covenant. This process of aligning your heart and mind with the energy of having isn't just about attracting blessings. It's about becoming the person who lives in those blessings. Prayer, in this deeper sense, is about transformation. It's a journey into becoming the version of yourself that no longer lacks, no longer doubts, and no longer fears. This version of you knows that they are taken care of, that they are loved, that they are provided for. And as you step into this identity, your outer world begins to reflect this inner truth. In the Bible, there's a verse that says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This is profound because it shows that our thoughts and feelings shape who we are and, by extension, what we attract. If you continue to think and feel from a place of lack, you reinforce a reality of lack. But when you shift to thoughts and feelings of abundance, you begin to create a reality of abundance. You're not just praying for change, you're embodying that change. You're becoming the person who attracts wealth, peace, love, or whatever else you desire because you are already experiencing it internally. And that's the mystery and power of true prayer. It's not about hoping something will happen in the future. It's about living as though it has already happened now. When Jesus prayed and performed miracles, he wasn't waiting for things to align or hoping they might work out. He was in complete alignment with the divine, knowing with unshakable faith that it was already done. This is the energy that moves mountains. This is the frequency that opens doors. A practical exercise to help strengthen this mindset is to incorporate moments of gratitude throughout your day. Take a few seconds to pause and say thank you, not just for the things you have, but for the things you are manifesting. For instance, if you're praying for financial security, you could silently say, "Thank you, God, that all my needs are met," even if you don't yet see it in your bank account. This gratitude practice is like watering the seed of your desire. It keeps your energy aligned with abundance and opens the doors for miracles to unfold. Another powerful aspect of prayer is forgiveness, which clears the blocks that can keep you from receiving. Jesus often linked forgiveness with healing and blessing because resentment, guilt, and anger create inner barriers that block the flow of divine energy. When you hold on to unforgiveness, it's like keeping a closed fist. You're unable to receive what God wants to give you. By choosing to forgive, even if it's difficult, you're opening up space in your heart and life for blessings to come in. Forgiveness is a form of release, a way to let go of what no longer serves you, and it allows you to rise into a higher frequency. If you're praying for abundance, love, or any other blessing, consider if there's anyone or anything you need to forgive. It might be someone else, or it might even be yourself. Letting go of past hurts is like clearing out weeds from a garden. It creates the fertile ground where new blessings can take root and grow. This is why Jesus taught us to forgive others as we want to be forgiven, not as a moral obligation, but as a pathway to freedom and fullness. Ultimately, prayer is about developing a close, trusting relationship with God or the divine force you believe in. It's not a transactional process where you make requests and wait to see if they're granted. It's a journey of connecting, trusting, and aligning. And as you deepen this relationship, you start to realize that God's abundance is always available, that you are worthy of receiving, and that you are deeply loved. So, as you practice this new approach to prayer, remember that it's okay to start small. Each time you close your eyes and focus on gratitude, you're building a new habit, creating a new vibration, and opening yourself up to greater blessings. It may take time to fully shift your mindset, but with consistency, you'll start to see changes, not only in your outer reality, but within yourself. To conclude, here are a few final thoughts on how to bring this practice into your everyday life. Start and end each day with a moment of prayerful gratitude. Upon waking, take a few deep breaths and thank God for the blessings that are already on their way to you. As you go about your day, remind yourself to hold the feeling of having rather than wanting. Each time a challenge arises, see it as an opportunity to realign with faith rather than fear. At night before you sleep, take a moment to reflect on the day and offer gratitude for all the small victories and lessons learned. This creates a powerful cycle of trust and faith that sets the stage for greater blessings. Remember, the essence of prayer is not about pleading, but about aligning your mind, heart, and spirit with the divine flow of abundance that is already available to you. This journey isn't just about receiving things, it's about becoming someone who is naturally in harmony with God's abundance, someone who lives with a sense of peace, purpose, and inner richness. And when you reach this state, you'll find that the blessings you were once striving for come to you effortlessly, drawn by the magnetic power of your faith-filled, grateful heart.